Now, I'll admit, I'm a massive fan of Gareth Edwards' Godzilla reboot, and I think it remains an underrated movie. It's maybe not what people were expecting from a Godzilla film, and yeah, it probably does take itself a little too seriously. And absolutely, Bryan Cranston should have stayed in it for longer, but as a Godzilla fan, I found it really satisfying. And those of us that survived the 1998 reboot know that it could have been a shit sight worse. With no real eye on a sequel, it still does more than enough to set up future installments, although I will admit you do have to wait ages for the big guy to show up, and even when he does, you do have to squint just a bit. Then Skull Island's quite happy to go full tilt the other way entirely and brings the colour and the humour to the first Kong movie. And by first Kong movie, I mean another in a very long line of reboots.
Is that a monkey?
It strikes a decent balance though between kaiju romp and war movie with its 70s set adventure, and it's not afraid to show the Monkey King in full sunlight, although we know why most people are watching it. Toasty! The last instalment, King of the Monsters, was the one with the real weight on its shoulders, had a need to ramp up the world building and bring the Monsterverse up to the level it needed to be. It manages to combine a more serious attitude of the first Godzilla film with the colour and all-out monster attack that the original was lacking, but I'll admit it falls more on the side of Batman v Superman rather than the Avengers, but it has a great human core to the story, and it did well to set us up for the Battle of the Titans.
My God, Zilla.
Except then it didn't, because of some pandemic thing. I know, right? First delayed from November 2019, originally to set it as a summer blockbuster in 2020, the film then suffered delay after delay after delay, until just last week it hit streaming in the international box office like a giant lizard on the rampage, actually. So, here we go. Shovel those 10 pence pieces in, because it is time for the ultimate showdown.
Fight! Choose your destiny. Flawless victory. Choose your destiny. Flawless victory. Fight! You will never win.
Okay, that's enough of that now.
Let them fight.
Are you ready?
At some point, I should do a dive into how Pacific Rim Uprising fucked it for that particular franchise's future installments, but I'm not sure I'm ready to rewatch that just yet. It's only been 3 years and the trauma's not left me yet. For now, let's just say it's a little bit frustrating to see Godzilla vs. Kong repeat some of its mistakes, and yet somehow avoid others. Least of all, this installment won't make you cry yourself to sleep at night.
We need Kong. The world needs him.
And the battle continues!
So, first things first, the film's main weakness is that we're starting over with an almost completely new cast. Really, only Millie Bobby Brown from King of the Monsters carries over as a main player. Poor Kyle Chandler's basically relegated to a mere cameo, which is more than can be said for any other character that's appeared in the franchise so far. It's a Game of Thrones-like cull that loses some great actors that have already had time invested in them. I mean, I would have loved to have seen Tom Hiddleston's Skull Island character join the fight from the safety of his nursing home. For me, the film would have massively benefited from a little more continuity in this regard, and shorten the time we have to spend with a new set of particularly bland exposition potatoes, when really, you just want to spend the maximum amount of time on super hot monkey on lizard action. Wait, that sounds wrong.
This is the last round!
The film's other weakness is the runtime of the film. It's just under 2 hours and it feels like a lot has been trimmed or cut to fit this into the more traditional song blockbuster mould. But unless someone starts a release the Wingard cut hashtag, I think this is all Warner Brothers is going to give us. On the plus side though, the film revels in the fact it's just a bit batshit crazy and an excuse to watch two pop culture favourites batter each other, and it just absolutely goes for it, throwing in hollow earth theory, giant monkeys wielding axes, as well as a last minute plot dump of adding Mecha Godzilla to the mix as well, the point where the film actually does go full Pacific Rim for a moment. The action's well filmed, keeps the quick cuts to a minimum, and actually delivers on the promised smackdown. There is no Martha moment here.
What does that mean? Why did you say that name?
Wingard's pedigree as a horror director more than earned him the chance to helm this big budget spotlight, and he delivers easily as well as fellow horror pedigree Michael Dougherty did with King of the Monsters. If you're a kaiju fan, then this movie is absolutely for you, and at least keeps you from remembering that. And it'll be a shame if we don't get more entries in the Monsterverse. If you're not a kaiju fan and you're expecting something deep and meaningful, then honestly, what the fuck are you even doing here? I've got a much better film lined up for you guys.
Cross over the river, beyond every cloud.
Right now, Godzilla's out there and he's hurting people. We don't know why.
We need Kong. The world needs him.
There can't be two Alpha Titans.
In theaters and on HBO Max, March 31st, rated PG-13.